everyone, and welcome to another episode of Exvius Updates, the show that brings you all of the latest information for your favorite application, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Global, available to you guys on iOS, Android, as well as Amazon devices. I'm your host, Shaly, and for the first time in a long time, I'm not alone at home filming this in front of my computer. We have two very special guests with us here today, and the first guest is...
Hello everyone, I'm Hiroki. I'm the producer of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Global version.
Yes, and our next guest is...
Hello guys, I'm Alex, and it's good to be back with you here today.
Yes, it's been a long time, of course. The pandemic is still, unfortunately, just, doing its thing around the world. We are in the studio filming today, but we are taking precautions. There are, shields on either side of us. We're trying to be responsible as always when we film in the studio. We want to make sure everybody is okay, including our staff members. So we are doing what we can with what we have, and hopefully you guys are doing well and are in good health. We always wish the best for each and every one of you. But today is a very special episode of Exvius Updates, not only because we're all back together again, the band is back together, but we have some actually really interesting and exciting news to share with you guys today. And I think the first one is about a certain collaboration that's coming up.
That's right. First of all, check out this trailer. Yay!
Yay!
So as you can see, we will be collaborating with FULLMETAL, ALCHEMIST, BROTHERHOOD! Yay!
How awesome is that? Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is the second collaboration, and I'm a huge fan myself, so I'm super excited to get talking about today's content.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone is excited about the new unique and event. So, Shaly, Alex, let's get this show on the road.
All right, so are you guys excited for FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood to come back to FFBE Global? Because I know I am. I'm trying to channel my inner Edward Elric today, with the red coat and my hair is so short that you can't see it's a braid, but I promise you it's a braid. And I don't have bangs, so I had to make some fake ones, but here we are.
I didn't notice. Look at that with the red coat.
Yeah, you needed to come in that Alphonse, armor.
Yeah, right? Oh,
He
I
missed
left
the
my
memo.
armor at home.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. But yes, I can't wait to know more about what this event has for us. The event is going to be starting on May 13th, which is right around the corner. So Alex, can you fill us in with all the details?
Of course. First of all, May 13th, right around the corner. What is this world?
I know.
It's moving so fast. But yes, let's talk a bit more about the collaboration event. I'll give you all the details from the development team. This time for FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood's raid event, going to be called the Promise Day. About the event, as usual, you'll clear the event and gather, this time, homunculus raid coins in order to pool on the raid box summons. You'll get event-exclusive equipment, as well as abilities, and past FULLMETAL Alchemist event equipment and abilities from the box's featured items. So, a little bit more about the raid box summons and the sweet, sweet loot you'll be able to get your hands on through there. You'll be able to get your hands on event-limited equipment, abilities, summon tickets, such as Neovision EX ticket, 5-star Neovision, 5-star select tickets, Neovision EX tickets, 3, 4, 5-star Neovision, and other items which you can all get from the raid box summons. Now, a little bit about the featured items that you can get from these box summons. You'll have first Roy Mustang's cap, which you should see here on the screen, Edward's boots, and Alphonse's helm. Now, as for the key abilities you'll be able to get from the event, you'll have the homunculus. This is what I think, how they said it. I watched the sub version. And the homunculus's knowledge and a good grasp of alchemy, which, again, you'll be able to see on the screen. Now, You'll also be able to participate in the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood event quests and get rewards such as the equipment Amestrian Führer or Führer's uniform, again, which you should see here on the screen, as well as unit fragments from King Bradley, Roy Mustang, get some Red Star Quartz, Neovision EX tickets for 5-star Neovision, and Brave Insignia join forces, and more. Just as well, speaking of, these event quests, if you clear Emissary of Darkness level 5, which is going to be a daily mission, you'll be able to get your hands on EX coins, which you can permanently exchange for VIP coins or pots of all types and of every family. So there you have it.
Thank you so much for a wonderful explanation, Alex, and props to you for watching the sub version, because that's the one I watched too. So, air high five.
Sub life.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with dubs.
Nothing wrong with that. It helps you learn. It's very educational.
Yeah.
And now it is time to finally talk about the new Neovision units that are going to be joining us for the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood collaboration this time around. And we have the brand new pair unit of Edward and Alphonse Elric. And these are two brothers, the protagonists of the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood series, and they are just like some of the coolest characters that you'll ever see in anime. So I love the sprites. The sprites are absolutely beautiful, and my favorite sprite form is actually when you brave shift. So do look out for that, because they look really, really cool. But the first thing that we have to note about this particular unit is that it has been globally upgraded. So it will have some tweaks when compared to the Japanese version. So do keep that in mind as we move forward. And they are going to be a true dual-wield Earth Elemental Physical Attacker and LB Finisher that can brave shift into a versatile true dual-wield Fire, Water, Earth, and Lightning Elemental Physical Attacker, who have tag and Stardust Ray chain frames attacks. So this unit has a lot going on. You can use it in a lot of different situations, which is really, really useful. So please do keep that in mind if you need to go into something that requires using a lot of elements, such as Dark Visions, which is always really good to have a lot of elemental properties with you there. And not only that, but they are going to be able to imbue these 4 different elements for all allies and be able to apply buffs to that particular elemental damage. So, what more could you ask of the two brothers? This is absolutely sensational. They're also going to apply damage boosts against demons, humans, and stone-type enemies. We all love our killers, of course, because they just give you that extra damage in battle, so that is always nice to have. Now, as far as Brave Shift details go, the duration is going to be infinite for the Brave Shift form itself, and the cooldown is actually going to be 0 turns for the cooldown available from turn 1. So, again, a very, very versatile unit. A lot of things under their belt. Their Brave Shift is very, very, quick, so you can just shift in and out whenever you need to in battle, which is absolutely awesome. Now, the Trustmaster and Super Trustmaster are going to be on the screen for you there. I particularly like the Trustmaster because the 75% killer is really, really nice. We love our high-value killers. Now, for the Limit Burst before Brave Shift, this is going to be called I Won't Let Anyone Else Get Killed. And this is an actual line that Ed says in the FMA Brotherhood anime. And this is going to be a tag team attack. It's going to damage all enemies, and it's also going to reduce damage taken and boost earth resistance for all allies. So while you are, dishing out the damage against your enemies, you're also protecting your friends. Very Ed and Al, just that's right. That's their personality. That's just who they are. After Brave Shift, the Limit Burst is called I'm about to show you how outclassed you are. And if I'm not mistaken, this is probably from like episode 1 or 2 of the anime series. So try to find it if you can. Try to spot it. If you're a fan of the series, you might be able to spot it. But this is damage one enemy. Very simple, but probably what you want to use as a finishing move after you've, racked up a really nice chain at the very end. Just come in with that LB and just finish everything off. Now, for the featured standard abilities, We Are Not Alone is the first one. This has been globally upgraded, and this is a tag team attack that will damage 1 enemy. Soul Transmutation is the next ability here. This is also globally upgraded, and it is a Grandest ability, so you can only use it 3 times per battle. It is going to damage Ed and Al's HP by 50%, but it will make up by boosting earth damage of LB abilities and magic, as well as enable specific abilities for caster, while boosting attack and magic for all allies. So this, you know, they take a hit to their HP, 50%. I mean, it's manageable, but they get that much more powerful, and they also help boost attack and magic for your allies. So this is a great ability. I like it a lot. Now for Brave Shift ability. So this is after they Brave Shifted, EX +1. There won't be an exchange with you, scum. This is another one of Ed's lines that made it into an ability. This has been globally upgraded, and it's going to deal damage 2 times and reduce lightning resistance for 1 enemy. And this is going to be in Stardust Ray chain frames. This is going to work perfectly with my Cloud, who I never remove from my party, so it's going to be just the 3 of them living happily ever after from now on, I'm going to tell you that. And then the last ability that we're going to discuss today for Ed and Al is going to be Equivalent Exchange, and this is the Earth type of Equivalent Exchange. It's going to reduce Earth resistance for caster, so you are going to be a little bit more susceptible to Earth damage, and will remove some status effects. But in exchange for that, because this is Equivalent Exchange after all, it is going to add Earth element to physical attack and boost Earth damage of LB abilities and magic for all allies. So at the cost of a little bit of a sacrifice from Ed and Al, the rest of the party can benefit from some really good stuff to deal damage. So there you have it. I love how true these character toolkits are to the nature of the actual character from FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood. Is really awesome. Let's move on to the vision card. The vision card is going to be called the Portal of Truth, and it shows a very famous scene of the anime here, where Ed is a child and he has performed the taboo that you're not supposed to ever do with alchemy, and he's getting to meet the truth that lives beyond the gate. At level 1, this is going to give you attack plus 50. At level 10, it's going to give you attack plus 100, which is very good. And of course, the vision card abilities should all be on screen for you there. Do note that the last one is, of course, exclusive to FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood units only, but it does boost LB damage, which is a great way to boost the damage for your Ed and Al here. So don't miss out on the opportunity to get this vision card. All right, so that's the new Vision unit that we have for Global. Now, moving forward, we're going to talk about the Neo Vision Awakenable units that we have for Global. And just as a disclaimer for everyone, these units have been tweaked for Global versions, so they are not exactly the same as they appear in the Japanese version. These are their Global version selves, so you have been warned ahead of time. All right, we're going to start with Roy Mustang. Now, Roy Mustang is getting his Neo Vision Awakening. He's a true double hand fire elemental magic finisher that has a lot of abilities in Chaos Wave Awakened family. So you guys know how to use that already. That's kind of like the family for magic damage dealers. He is versatile in that he can provide fire resistance while also dealing fire elemental damage and boosting said fire elemental damage for himself and other allies. And he can also do fire in perils. So he's basically got all sections covered as long as we are dealing with the element of fire. And he also has high bonus damage against humans and demons, which is very similar to Ed and Al. You know, it goes with the story. It makes a lot of sense, right? Now, for the Brave Shift, the duration is going to be infinite as well, and the cooldown is also going to be 0, available from turn 1, so just like Ed and Al. And for the featured abilities, we have This One Is Mine, and Mine Alone. And you can tell that Roy is angry when he's saying this, because he sounds like he's very serious, right? This is going to be 1 use every 4 turns, boost magic damage against demons and humans, and reduce physical and magic damage dealt by demons and humans for casters. So while you are protecting yourself from that enemy type damage, you're also boosting your damage against that type of enemy. So, you know, it's win-win. You cannot lose with that under your belt. All right, the next one here is You Must Be a Glutton for Punishment. And I think he says this to Envy in the anime, if I'm not mistaken. Am I showing how nerdy I am just yet? I keep saying I think this is from this part. I need to tone it down a little bit. I'm sorry. So you must be a glutton for punishment. This is a grandest ability, so you can only use it 3 times per battle. This is going to fill your LB gauge, boost fire damage of LB abilities and magic as well as boost damage of certain abilities for casters. So when you want to give Roy, a bump in damage, this is probably the ability that you want to be casting because it affects him and him only. Now for featured abilities, I assume after Brave Shift here, we have Extreme Explosion. This is going to deal partial and mitigated fire magic damage to all enemies in Chaos Wave Awakened form, family chain. And then Taking Command, which is also a grandest ability. This is going to be 2 uses per battle. It's going to boost the accuracy of some physical attacks, fire damage of LB abilities and magic, and fire resistance for all allies, as well as deal fire magic damage to all enemies. So this is what we were saying before, that Roy basically kind of covers every single thing that has to do with fire. He can boost the damage that he deals that is fire related, but he can also help allies by boosting their fire resistance and then deal damage of fire element at the same time. Like, he can just do it all. So, I mean, Roy Mustang, I think he's a favorite for a lot of people, so you go, Roy.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and now for the last Neovision Awakening here, we have King Bradley. King Bradley was a global original that we cooked up for you guys, and now he's back and you can awaken him all the way to Neovision. He's going to be a true dual wield Stardust Ray Chainer that's going to be able to break, well, I shouldn't say break, because now we have the break gauge, and that's a little bit confusing. I should say that he's able to enfeeble the enemy. That is the correct terminology. Enfeeble the enemy while also mitigating the damage that he receives once he reaches a certain HP threshold. I cannot recall from the top of my head what it is, but it would be nice if it was like at least 50. That way you can ensure your survivability, right? And speaking of survivability, he is going to be able to cover and mitigate physical damage for himself. He is all about staying on top and being the one to make it out. He's looking out for number 1. And after Brave Shift, he's going to have access to fire and lightning elemental support for himself. So he gets a little bit of elemental type abilities once he is in Brave Shift. Brave Shift itself, duration is also infinite, so like the 2 units that we discussed before. Turn cooldown is also 0, and it's available from turn 1. So again, all of these Neovision units for the FMA Brotherhood collaboration are really, really flexible when it comes to brave shifting. So please do take advantage of that in battle. Now, since King Bradley is already in the game and he was a global original unit when he came out, we have upgraded his Trustmaster and Super Trustmaster a little bit. So let me fill you in of what exactly has changed. For his Trustmaster, King Bradley's eye patch, a new ability called Quick Swordplay has been added as a passive to it, and this is going to boost attack by 30% when equipped with the sword. Okay? And speaking of swords, his Super Trustmaster, which is called the Sword of Wrath, is an actual sword. And this sword has a new passive ability called Extraordinary Extraordinary Evasion. Though he also has extraordinary vision because he's got the eye. Okay, spoiler, sorry. Anyway, Extraordinary Evasion is going to increase your chance of evading some physical attacks. And then I'll let you guys find out the numbers on that a little bit later. But his featured standard abilities here. One's Pure Instinct to Survive is going to boost attack by 400, so that's a 400 raw, not a percentage. Boost physical damage against humans and reduce physical damage taken when HP drops below a certain point. The next one here, the only chance you have is to destroy me. And I mean, I think that's very true because he's like the strongest homunculus probably by far. So if you don't destroy him, he will destroy you. You have to act fast, okay? Reduce damage taken, reduce physical and magic damage dealt by humans, and temporarily increase chance of being targeted for caster. So again, survivability. He is trying to take the least amount of damage while dishing out the most amount of damage. Now after Brave Shift here, I want Traitor stopped. And that's the one that you kind of like pound your fist on the table and make sure that your point gets across, right? Deal partial and mitigated damage to one enemy, boost own physical damage against humans, and enable caster to evade some physical attacks 3 times. And this is going to be in Stardust Ray family, chain family. Okay? So, of course, if you guys weren't aware, King Bradley is a lot about that evasion, so an evasion build for him is probably what works best, and this is going to help you to get that little extra evasion in there. And the last one here, you still have much to learn about the world, which is something that King Bradley tells Ed, one of the first times that he meets, I believe, is Ed is trying to pass his State Alchemist exam. Again, I'm rambling. Okay, stick to the... You still have much to learn about the world. This is a grandest ability, so 3 uses per battle. Remove some status effects and deal partial or mitigated damage to one enemy. So, I mean, I assume that deal partial and mitigated damage is going to be huge since you can only use this 3 times per battle, and removing status effects is always a very handy thing to have in your kit because, you know, when an enemy is buffing themselves, it's not fun for anyone. So, that is it for all the units. I feel like I talked for like a bajillion years, so I'm sorry to like talk your ear off. But obviously, if you want to get these units, we are going to have a summon for you guys. And not just any summon, it is going to be a Neovision Premium summon. And what we love about Neovision Premium summons is that every time that you multi-summon 3 times in a row, the 4th time is free. And not only that, but this time around, it looks like the multi-summon, which will give you 11 units, is actually discounted at 4,500 lapis. It's usually 5,000 lapis. So you get to save yourself a little bit of lapis, and hopefully the lapis that you save could be the one that gets you the unit that you want. Or even better, it could be the 4th free summon that gets you the unit that you want. So, you know, good luck to everyone. You're also going to get an envy exchange ticket and a summon coin every time that you do an 11 summon. If you have 10 of these envy exchange tickets, you will be able to trade for a featured envy unit. So maybe if luck is not on your side, if you just did the summon enough times to get your 10 tickets, you can at least trade those 10 tickets for whichever unit that is the one you want from the banner. So, yeah, did I cover everything? I really hope so. Okay, I don't think I'm missing anything out, but again, these units are going to be available from May 13th. Do not miss out on this amazing chance to get these extremely flexible and fun units that you can use in almost any situation or any content that we have in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and I cannot wait to see who you guys manage to pull. Alrighty, and this time around on the episode, we don't have a Q&A section, but we do have a very special section that has been prepared just for you guys about what you can expect in the future for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Global. Now, Hiroki, would you like to share with us
Yes.
some little secrets?
Yeah. So I want to talk about the new global original content the team is working on.
Awesome. This is a sneak peek at some of the content that we mentioned was coming in previous videos, so get excited.
Yeah, that's right. So I want to make sure the information of this new content is clear. So please allow me to speak in Japanese from this point. というわけでですね、はい、どのような内容になるのか、このグローバルコンテンツ、オリジナルグローバルコンテンツがどうなるかというのを少し説明させていただきます。新規コンテンツはですね、ランキングポイント制の、ボスバトルイベントとなっています。ダークビジョンとは異なる期間の、毎月2週間の開催の予定で、イベントは1回につき、レベル1から99までの段階に分かれた敵が1種類のみ登場します。バトルシステムはですね、モーラルバーというものを利用した新しい、内容になります。スクリーンショットが出てると思うんですけども、そこの画面の上に出てるバーがこの、モーラルバーになります。このモーラルバーですね、敵に、与えたり敵から与えられたダメージの量、もしくはその、状態異常であるとか、あと戦闘不能なユニットの数、あとはバフやデバフの状態など、バトル中の行動によってですね、このモーラルバーのゲージがこう常に押し合うような形になっています。ゲージの量によってですね、敵側もまたこのプレイヤー側もそのバフやデバフの影響が大きくなってですね、ゲージを押している方が有利になっていくということになりますので、このモーラルバーの ゲージを利用して有利な状況を作り出すということが重要になってきます。ボスはですね、レベルの設定に加えて、あとはステータスとか、あとは属性耐性を強くするといった強さをアレンジすることが可能です。もちろんその難易度が上がれば、ランキングのスコアポイントもボーナスが付与されるという形になります。ボスに挑戦するパーティーの中で、ネオビジョンユニットの EX 覚醒数が多いほど、ボスを強化できるので、ユニットを覚醒させてですね、ボスを強化して、そして自分のパーティーの限界に挑戦するということを皆さんにぜひやってもらいたいなと思っております。またですね、ランキングについてはですね、ダークビジョンのように全てのステージのボーナスポイントを合算するという形ではなくてですね、これイベント期間中の間で1回のバトルで得た最大のポイント数っていうのによって決まります。より高いレベルのボスをです、より難しい条件にして、ランキングで上位を目指していってもらいたいなと思っています。
Well, that was a long explanation, so thank you so much for all of those details. But obviously, this is something that we have never seen in FFBE before and totally new from the global side of things. This morale bar mechanic is something that has appeared in other games, but we are trying to make it customizable for the global player audience, where they can be the ones who choose how hard the boss that they are facing will be. That way you can adjust it to fit you the best that you can, so that you can then perform as best you can and get the highest score possible. So this is all very exciting. We all know that global players love a good challenge. They are all about that end game content, and I think this is it. So I'm really, really excited to see this in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun, testing out just exactly how this morale bar engage mechanic affects, the flow of battle in the gameplay. So make sure, when it's out, give it a go.
So please stay tuned for more detail, including the release schedule.
And now it's almost time to say goodbye. Today was already too short. But we cannot say goodbye without first sharing with you guys a couple more tidbits of information that will be tied to the FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood collaboration coming up. The first is that we're going to have a free weekly 10+1 summon for you guys. This is going to last 3 weeks, and it's going to start on May 13th, and it's going to go until the 2nd of June. And you will get one guaranteed 5-star or Neo Vision unit from a curated list of FMA Brotherhood units, which is absolutely marvelous, exciting, because you get an event unit guaranteed. But do note that the summon pool for this particular unit is not going to be updated throughout those 3 weeks. So the summon pool will remain the same as the day that the free weekly summon starts. No new units will be added during those 3 weeks, okay? And the second thing here is the login bonus. Of course, we love a good login bonus. The FMA Brotherhood collaboration will also have one. It's going to give you a total of about 2,000 lapis, 2 50% trust Moogle, so that's a free trust master right there. One guaranteed 5-star or NV tickets. And by ticket, I mean summon ticket, and 20 Super Trust Moogle exchange tickets, which is really nice, as well as other things that are going to be included. So please make sure that you're logging in every single day so that you don't miss out on any of these rewards, because they are good. And I'm very much looking forward to them.
All right, you definitely don't want to miss out on that, right? What was a guaranteed collaboration unit from the 10+1 summon? Make sure you get your hands on it, every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So please also check out our official Twitter and Facebook. So a special FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood social media campaign starts from May 13th.
All right, so May 13th is the golden date. That's when everything starts. Make sure that you are keeping an eye on your calendar so that you don't miss out on the awesomeness that is going to be the FULLMETAL Alchemist Brotherhood collaboration. And enjoy, guys. I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to have these.
It's going to be a ton of fun, yeah.
So it's going to be really fun. Well, that does it for us here today. We hope that you, again, are doing well and find yourself in good health. And hopefully we'll see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.